I was looking. Okay.
Hello. This is weird. Whenever I talk, it echoes back. Okay, that's not gonna be. I can't. So I'm waiting for people to come on, light and dark. What's that? Okay, thank you. We are coming back, and we're going to talk about some stuff because what's happening with a lot of spiritual influencers is that they're giving the message, a very wrong message. And I know it for a fact. And I'm not making this up. So we're going to wait and get more people on because I don't want to repeat myself. But there's a message that the world's going to end because certain higher level spirits have decided that they don't want to keep recycling us again and again and again. And again, it's going against the Old Testament. It's going against it's going against the Sumerian text. It's going against some knowledge. And there's a person that I'm not going to mention because she's a sister. She's tired. I get it. And the problem is she's probably been doing a lot of work on the planet, which she should not have done to the level that she must have done to get that exhausted. Because the only person that's going to let go of a belief and basically collapse into grief and to just despair is a person. There's two types of people that don't give a shit, obviously. She's definitely not one of them. A person that's been doing it so long that they can't anymore. They're exhausted. Hi, Jen. And I'm not going to mention her name because I don't want her to get bullied because I know how people are. She is a woman in her 60s. She is a shaman. And she is a shaman who's not aware that she's been played by other forces. And the forces have told her that the planet will end or start unraveling itself next year. And that is not a truth. That's not what's happening. What's happening is we're being given a choice to believe in our power. Today I was told by my guides, okay? Real guides, because I've been protecting myself with archangels, 5 of them. So I know what downloaded was good. You know why I know it was good? Because it was good. It didn't scare the shit out of me. It didn't make me run. It didn't make me take cover. It didn't make me like double guess and second guess myself. It was good. And what the guides told me is, go ahead and chant Om Namah Shivaya. I'm not kidding, Jen, and I know you're here. And Om Namah Shivaya I did for 20 solid seconds looking at the hospital in Gaza. Making sure that whatever was going to go against that hospital was not going to be destroyed because there are children and people in ICUs, and I'll be damned, and none of you should be damned to put that under your name. And if you don't like what I'm saying, I'm sorry. But what the guides told me as I did the chant for 20 fucking minutes, I kept chanting Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, in different ways, inflections and so forth, was you have much more power than you think. You are not without power. Now, other assholes in the spiritual community are going to tell us that we don't have power. Oh, you're in delusion. You can't do shit. And that's a lie. It's a fucking lie. And that's another agenda put out by us in our spiritual power. I have a client, and I'm not joking. I'm not making it up. I'm going to start telling you miraculous stories because I need you guys to listen to me and hear what is being shown to us. And it's been shown to us for thousands of years, but we are such idiots sometimes that we don't believe that somebody has that kind of power. And you have those same powers. See, that's what I was shown today. Here are the powers. You alone, one person can change the course of history. Hitler, Napoleon, Patton, Winston Churchill, Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc, let's go with the feminine. Joan of Arc changed the course of history. We can do this, but you got to fucking believe in yourself. I have a client that can actually make rain happen. Carlos Castaneda spoke of it. It's not something new, guys. It's been talked about for hundreds and thousands of years. But Carlos Castaneda in 1960s talked about how we could actually move the wind at our will. And this client could do it. And she thought I'd think she was crazy. Do you know why I didn't think she was crazy? Because at the age of 6 in Switzerland, I could do it. I was 6. I had a 6-year-old body, but that doesn't mean my soul was 6 years old. I mean, my soul was ancient in a 6-year-old body, and I was able to do it. And this wonderful woman who doesn't believe in her power did not believe this was real. And I had to walk her off the ledge and tell her, no, you're real. So tonight, as Gaza was being bombed, I was told to come in and to chant Om Namah Shivaya. And I went right into meditation. I used my crystal quartz beads and I started chanting for 20 minutes. And visualizing the hospital that I had seen to make sure that whoever was in that hospital, the lights came on, miracles happened, and they could actually do whatever they needed to do. There will be survivors that come out of this mess. And at this point now, being that this is my work, Twin Flame Connections and Twin Flame work and Starseed, I can't tell you, I can't lie to you and say that I'm not aware that I'll probably lose potential clients, but I honestly don't give one fuck. And why? Is because I need us to have our humanity, not our feminism, not our Red Cross hats, not our UN hats, but our humanism, because they're watching us. And if you go to Adam Apollo, please watch it, Adam Apollo, because I think that's what's really triggering me. Go to Adam Apollo on Gaia.com. Watch the entire, if you really give a shit about this planet being here, even when you don't come back, because it's all saying the wisdom of a good human being is to plant trees, fruit trees that you know you will never eat its fruits because you do it for the future. So I want you to go on Gaia.com, invest, and go right into Adam Apollo and watch what he says on episode 2, which he's trying to convince the Galactic Council that we are worthy. Because this woman who came on 2 days ago, less than 36 hours ago, who's a shaman. She has a tattoo on her chin. Now I've said it. She's a good woman. She means well. But she got downloads that were not downloads. And we've been hit by very negative downloads. I know many of you know what I'm talking about. You've been hit by nightmares. My son has. I have. The apocalypse. All kinds of weird energies, and I've had to tell them these whatever entities are coming in to get the fuck out of my head. Get the fuck out of my head. And then I start chanting, and then I start calling on Angel Michael, Angel Metatron, Angel Gabriel, Angel Raphael, Angel Ezekiel. Somebody asked me, how do I know who my archangels are? They're your archangels because you're having the human experience. They're yours. You call whoever the fuck you want. But you call on them to protect yourself, to protect your family, to protect your mind, to protect your soul, because you are about to, I hope, launch into healing the planet. Because there's no point in you wanting to be in a twin flame journey unless you start doing that. And you are powerful. I sat there in doing Om Namah Shivaya. They actually told me to do that chant. Yesterday, my Hindustani client, who I've had for like 4 years, he calls me once or twice a week for a reading. Said to me, you need to do Om Namah Shivaya. I had just done it yesterday, for the collective. And a client of mine had asked me to chant it so you guys could hear it. And I did. I want you to know how powerful you fucking are. Each and every one of you. Yes, it sounds like mamsy-pansy. Oh, you're going to chant Gaza healing. No. You are. Each and every one of you. One by one by one. And not just Gaza, but other things going on the planet. Like the abuse of women and young children. The abuse of other people, including ourselves. We have homeless people right here in the USA. So we need to start understanding, because this is not about just twin flames. The twin flame journey, we are fucking warriors. We are lions. And you need to wake the fuck up. You are not here to just have your little bubble love with your warrior twin flame. And if he or she is asleep, then you need to wake up. Because when you wake up, he will wake up. You understand me? He will wake up. Or she. And you need to believe in yourself, because if you don't, there's nothing in hell that can save you. Not me, not readers, not looking at tarot readers. That shit's not going to work. It's not going to work. You understand? So I need you to get off your knees and be lions, because we are lions. And we need to claim our fucking earth back. Our Pachamama, Gaia, Bhumi, Mother Earth, back. And we can do it with energy work. We don't see it. I know you don't see it. I know, I will only believe in what I see. Good luck, because you can't see oxygen. But if I took the oxygen out of the room, you'd be dead in 20 minutes. Please believe in yourself. Please do it, because we don't have much time. And this healer, forgiveness coach that spoke her heart, spoke her truth, but not the truth. It was her truth. And she got a huge amount of people. About 2,000 people began to follow her. Do you know why? Because most of you are fucking depressed. You don't want to be here. I get it. You don't want to be here. I get it. But it's time. It's time. You can't throw in the towel. Not now. We're supposed to be fucking shamanic warriors, not losers that throw in the towel and decide to start, just go home and make your, create your affairs and say goodbye to the people you love. What do you have, cancer? What the fuck? You don't have cancer. The world has cancer. And people have shown us how they heal themselves from cancer. Through chanting and loving themselves and meditating. They did it. They dissolved breast cancer. They dissolved tumors in their bodies. Joe Dispenza talks about it in Becoming Supernatural. He showed us how to do it. What the fuck are we doing? And I need you to believe in yourself enough to fucking step up. You have to step up. We're being asked to show ourselves. And you think you can get all of the ducks in a row and just get your shit together. It's not how it works. It's not convenient. And it's not just about this. It's about everything that's going on. It's about every single move that doesn't make you comfortable and you want to avoid it. And sadly, we're here. And we actually wanted to be here to do this work, and then amnesia set on us. If you look at Joe Dispenza's work, check it out on YouTube. I'm going to tell you exactly what to look for. Dr. Joe Dispenza, Working with Giants by Lilu Mas, M-A-C-E, Lilu, L-I-L-O-U. Look at the video. It's 57 minutes. Look at the entire video if you give a shit. Look at the entire video. He has light beings that are working with him, have been working with him for years. We are being protected. We are being shown what to do, but we're not believing in what we're seeing. Okay? So all you need is you. So for 20 minutes, and it's nothing, I went ahead and did what I did. And I need you to really look at the chant, Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva is the god of, he will destroy blocks. He is a god. He is a Vedic god. He was Vedic studies have been shown to us for 10,000 years. They predecess any Orthodox religions. They predecess it. And whatever religion you follow, it's predecessed by the Vedas. I'm sorry. Which means that they were there after the collapse of, I want to use the word, collapse of Atlantis and the collapse of Lemuria. And what I want you to do is to start chanting all day long. And visualize how you want your planet to be for your children and your grandchildren. I don't give a fuck what people are saying on TV. I don't give a fuck what CNN is saying. I don't give a fuck what anyone is saying. I want you to see it as if it's happening right fucking now. I want you to see the planet as what you want your children and your grandchildren to experience. Fuck what you're seeing. That's your power. And they fucking know it. And that's why they're doing what they're doing. To make you sad, to make you cry, to fuck your shit up. Because they know how powerful each and every one of us are. Alone, we are lions. Do you get me? We're lions. Fuck collective. You individually can make it. If you staggered, let's say you in New York and you're chanting, and then I'm chanting in California, and you're chanting in Canada, and you're chanting in Bali, and you're listen, I don't care if it's staggered energy. It's energy that's going out to co-create something new. Does that make sense? Largest caste Hindu temple in the world just opened in Jersey. That's beautiful, Fire Opal. Don't give in to the low energies. As a collective, we can make a difference. My past life, I was Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you, I am Shaman. Can you write it? Yes, she just did. Fire Opal. Love your video. Okay, I'm sorry. This is such a powerful mantra. Works instantly. Yeah, I had a situation where, and this was just a lesson. It's not about giving you what you want sometimes, guys. Let me teach you about mantras and fate, okay, for a minute. I had been denied for a home loan. And then I chanted. I was so angry at the system that we have in our country that I started chanting Om Namah Shivaya all fucking day long until the following day, until I found the number of a mortgage broker, and within 12 hours I was approved. That doesn't mean I'm going to be approved, guys. It doesn't. It means it showed me the power of this mantra. See, sometimes you're given what you want, a teaspoon of it, to understand the magic of certain mantras. And at this point, I don't care if I get the house or not. That's not the point, actually. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is that I was shown the power of that mantra. So that mantra you can use to protect people that you love. You can use to block people who should not be doing what they're doing to other people, okay? And I want you to go ahead and use the power of your individual nuclear bomb self, because that's how powerful you are. Nuclear bomb. That means you can co-create or destroy in your own individual self. That's what they don't want you to know. And once you realize how powerful you are for others, you will realize how powerful you are for yourself. Maybe that's our lesson, to be honest, with what's happening around the world right now. Maybe our lesson is to individualize our own manifestation of something not for us, so that we can understand how powerful we are for ourselves and how worthy we are to give ourselves everything. There's so much abundance in this planet that this concept of lack has been co-created by very demonic forces. There's no other word for it. I'm sorry. No other word. And they're telling me to share with you some things. One of the things when I went to I'm just going to say it. Demonic is not a joke. When I was 18 months old, I was taken to a hospital in Switzerland, in Lugano, Switzerland. And I was sent to that hospital because I had a fever. And I was put in a wing where I was tied to a bed naked in the October weather to die. When I went into hypnotherapy, something darker was revealed to me, very dark. And when I told my shaman, she said, "Oh my God, you were part of a satanic sacrifice." It had never occurred to me. Because when my parents came to see where I was at, how I was doing with my fever, again, it's the 1960s, clueless parents, well-meaning, loving, but clueless. Because I would have never put my kid in a hospital without me being right there like glue, which I did actually when my son was sick. Long story short, I was not recorded. They had no records of me being in that hospital. And my father fucking went through that hospital looking for me until he found me up some staircase in a wing that was far away with other children, and I was under a window, tied down naked at 18 months to be killed. And she said that was a satanic sacrifice. It happens to a lot of us, with our knowledge or not, or other types of trauma. And so that trauma began the route of me not feeling like I was worthy. No kidding. It was like ingrained in me, right? Because I wasn't worthy to live. Does that make sense? So my point to that story is this. We all have a story. We all have a trauma. And I need you to step into your light and chant for the world. If you don't believe in what's going on in Gaza or whatever, I don't give a shit. Do whatever the fuck you want, okay? I'm not here to try to convert you to any single thought. That's not my job. My job is to convert you to making sure this planet doesn't implode. And for our children and our grandchildren and the lineages that you and I have embodied in many incarnations survive and thrive. Not just survive, and thrive. And for any energies that are against this, are removed by godly Christian, whatever the fuck you want to talk about, Christian, Krishna, I don't care how it's done, removed. So that the infrastructure and the planet where we live on, this beautiful Pachamama, Gaia, Bhumi, Mother Earth, thrives. Because even if you and I never come back here, which many of that will be a truth, we will not come back here. Which is, I know, for many of you, a boon. What we want to make sure is what we leave behind is better than it ever was. That's our duty. And if you've never understood that, watch the movie Kingdom of Heaven. Kingdom of Heaven by Ridley Scott. That came out right on the heels of 9/11. And so it was squashed. But very powerful movie. Because we're going through that shit right now. The other movie I want you to watch is Seven Seals. Seven Seals with Demi Moore. Seven Seals by Demi Moore. With Demi Moore. Watch these two movies back to back. And sit back and look at what's going on. Meditate on what's going on right now. Around the world. And how we're being manipulated. I'm taking a huge risk, by the way. You know that, right? I hope you do. But I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, I have to die with an open heart. And I'm hoping that you believe enough in your power to know that if you sit in meditation to heal the planet, you just alone, you don't have to be in a co-creative, collective. No, just you alone, just like I did. And I don't know why my guides say, you have the power, Tony. So do it for 20 minutes. We're only asking for 20 minutes. And that's what I gave them, because out of 8 billion people, there was probably somebody else right after me coming in and somebody after them, right after coming them. So it's probably a 24/7 type of thing going on. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense, because I really want to get to you. Seven Seals, yes. So I want you to understand that what's going on is a test. And we better fucking kick ass on this test. We have to kick ass. And I know you can do it. I know you have it in you. I know you have that passion and that fire in you. You have it in you. Trust me. Trust yourself. Fuck me. Trust you. You have that fire. And you know what's wrong and right. And I want you to protect our human experience. And you don't have to take sides if you don't want to. Or do. I don't give a fuck. I don't think they give a fuck. I think they want us to just stand for something that's correct. And that is going to give the planet a balance. And take away the evil powers that have been subjugated to us for 2,000 years. Okay? More than that, 2,500 years. I'd even say 3,000 years. When Atlantis did the shit they did, they were doing all kinds of games with genetic manipulation, subjugation, annihilation, and conquering of other continents. They were doing a lot of things. And unfortunately, some of us were on the wrong side or on the right side. And many of us, I think, were on the right side. And I'm not saying that to make us feel better. I think that many of us, I'm being told to say that to you, we're on the right side and we didn't speak up enough. And we have, my God, if you have a power crystal in your house, tomorrow's the time with the eclipse to empower it. Get all your crystal on a tray tomorrow to take on the Taurus eclipse tomorrow. And call on your angels, your archangels, and your powers, and your particular guide to help you grow in your high priest energy, your druidess energy. There's another movie you might want to watch this weekend. It's called Mist of Avalon. And the writer who wrote it became a movie with a woman who wrote the book. I forgot her name, but she died. She died before it was ever published. But this is the most important story. Watch the movie because you'll get a lot out of it very quickly. Because what happened to us is we just lost. We lost ourselves. And because we were so careful with being, polite. You can still be polite and be a badass. In fact, again, I'm going to repeat it. I did it in my last live. I said, Winston Churchill said, diplomacy is to tell someone to go to hell and have them look forward to the trip. That is a badass statement. That's what you're being asked to do. You're being asked to learn that particular diplomacy trick. Telling them to go to hell and let them actually look forward to the trip. You're supposed to stand in your light. You're supposed to be all of that you are. You're not just one egoic, centric being. I'm not just Tony. Do you understand? This is not just Tony speaking to you. It is Hasdrubal. It is Malik. It is Jen. It is James. It is Jim. It is Hamon. It is all these names that are pouring out of me and more. It is my soul speaking to your soul. So tap into your soul that's had multiple incarnations across timelines and countries and continents and different planets. And you've been a warrior. Watch the end scene of Blade Runner, the last scene. When Rutger Hauer, who's I think he's Swedish or Norway, actor, is dying. And Harrison Ford is watching him in the rain. And it's weird because he's a warrior. He's been programmed to kill. And on that moment, he doesn't want to kill anymore. And he's holding a white dove in his hand in the rain. Watch some of these movies. They have been poetry in motion for us to learn how to be better human beings to each other and to ourselves. And I need you to wake up. Wake up out of this weird idea that you're not ready and you need all your ducks in a row and you need to get everything prepared and you're not. Don't do that anymore. We don't have time, actually, to be honest. We don't. And for this woman to come on and to say what she said about pack your shit in May and the planet's going to blow up has had me angry for a long time. Angry. And it's anger because she is tired. And she has a right to be tired, but she does not have a right to throw in the rag for the collective. No one has a right to throw in the rag for the collective. No one. No one has a right. That is something you can do individually under your own timeline. But you do not share that with the rest. Because all it takes is one. All it takes is one. It took Hitler, Napoleon, Joan of Arc. I'm not comparing them. I hope to God no one has the balls to fucking contradict what I'm saying. I'm showing negative and positive power of change. Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, who was buried alive as an incredible apostle, because the matriarchy and the patriarchy, not just a patriarchy, the matriarchy assisted in this bullshit of burying Mary Magdalene's true self and turning her into a whore. That was all agreed on by the feminine and the masculine to control the masses. So what I'm saying to you, as best as I can, in the most easily digestible form, is that you are a nuclear power in your own right. And if you sit and do a meditation, don't let any MFer tell you that you don't have the, oh God, you're just gonna meditate the wars away. Yeah, you're fucking right. We are. Watch Astral Legends on YouTube, the incredible show that he put together on Yeshua. It says Yeshua. Watch that show. Yeshua went to Tibet, and I've mentioned it before, and he went to India to study, because I don't know if you guys know, but Yeshua was born 500 years after, actually, he was born 600 years after Siddhartha, who became the Buddha. And Buddhism came into Tibet and India, right? Obviously. And Nepal. And then there came the teachings, and then Yeshua went into those places to learn. Because I don't know if you guys know this, and if you read Rempati Lobsang, The Third Eye, you'll know that they were able to levitate stones, megalithic stones, from sound frequency. You have the power of your breath. You do. And you were those people. And if you weren't those people, you wouldn't be here. I can tell you that. This message isn't for the masses. Clearly, because there's probably less than 30 people here. It's for you. I'm talking to you, and you know who you are. So that means you had the breath to lift megalithic stones from one place to another. Example, pyramids. Example, Stonehenge. Example, I forgot the hell. I totally forgot. But it's another... I'm trying to, but I can see these beautiful faces that are like in these island. It's a particular island of these huge faces that have been carved, and they're all like the same shape. And I'm sorry if I'm not sorry. I'm passionate. I think we need passion, and I think we need more of passion because we're not getting enough passion. And so, ultimately, you're enough. And it is a spiritual war. Easter Island, thank you. Easter Island, thank you for seeing what I saw. Easter Island. And that's exactly, yes. And that was done by sound. And I know where there's a lot of things being unearthed about giants and this and that. Absolutely. Probably what's happening as well. Absolutely. But I know for a fact, because I was reading these books at 14. And Jen, you know what I'm talking about, because I told you I was only going to do this to the right people. There are certain books I would not reveal to people because I knew the books were so advanced in context, in truth, that it would scare the shit out of most people. But the guy who was the writer, the author of these books, was a walk-in. And he was a Tibetan Buddhist monk who had walked into a British body to take it over to write. And I know that's going to sound woohoo, but at this point, who the fuck cares? Because honestly, we need to wake the fuck up. We need to stop trying to be 3D linear thinkers because that's not working anymore. It's not working. That's why people are going to ayahuasca farms and getting fucked over by charlatans instead of shamans. That's why people are suffering so badly, emotionally speaking, spiritually speaking, physically speaking, that they're going to the wrong people to get healing and clarity and to get their brains opened up. And so what we need to do is start going back to the basics. So I'm going to share it. And I never, and Jen knows, I was never going to share it. I was going to share it individually. So the writer of all these books, and he was maligned, and then finally he had to come up with a letter. So what I want you to look at is Rampa T. Lopsang. I was reading this shit at 13, 14, 15. I read all his books. On Venus, look for the book on Venus because the introduction letter talks about how he was a walk-in. And he talks about it. And it's funny too because I remember thinking when I was 14, 15, 16, realizing, oh, he's a British man. How could that be? And then I realized he's a walk-in. Why did I know that? Because my mom was a walk-in. Because my mom kept trying to commit suicide when I was like, very young. And at some point, what happens with walk-ins is that the person who's suffering, who can't be in that body anymore, is allowed to leave and a walk-in takes over. And this is not new. Heaven Can Wait is a movie that was made in 1979 or 1970s, and it was based on a movie made in the 1940s. This is new. This is known, not new. It's known. This is not new age. It's ancient wisdom. And I don't want you guys to think you're not important. Because and I've lost a lot of people just saying that, by the way. And I don't give one fuck. Because there's a point where I do what I do for a business. And then there's a point of me that has to do it as a human being to other human beings who are going through their ascension. And my main business as a soul that incarnated here, awake and fucking remembering everything, is to make sure that you guys start awakening without gaslighting yourself. So if all I can talk to is 23 people, then I'm good. Because 23 people will rotate that into 100 people, 100,000 people, 1,000,000 people. That's all we need. But what's happening is there are people suffering who are having downloads, telepathy, visions, all kinds of shit. Some of the visions are demonic. And these demonic visions, they need to understand, they need to ascertain the difference between clear, clean visions and demonic visions. And you need to step up and be that teacher. It's all hands on deck. And it's not a joke. All hands on deck. So if you have anything that you want to share right now, I would love to read it out loud to the others. Anything else? I was telling someone today I would be, as a child, trying to move things. I believe I could. Yes, and there's nothing insane. You can move shit. Absolutely. I'm going through massive awakening and need to listen to this. Great. You're not crazy. I hear you. Cars, money, power. Satan disguises itself. Yeah, it does. Bring my power back from all that I've taken it. Here's the thing, you guys. Joe Dispenza talked about what are examples of the negative forces in society right now. Holy shit, girl. What are you talking about? Sweet sister. I hug you right now as I speak to you in your ear. Do you see what's going on? There are homelessness to levels that are unparalleled. In 2018, when I first met my shaman from a foreign country, I won't say what because I don't want her to be tracked down. She couldn't believe the homelessness. And that was in 2018 before COVID. If she saw the shit show that we call normal, right here in Sacramento, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Berkeley, There are blocks upon blocks upon blocks on either side of homeless people, in tents, in caravans, in cars. We've normalized this bullshit. We think it's normal. Now, you and I both know that instead of moving money into other foreign countries for wars, we could actually set up tiny homes with solar panel. We have the knowledge and the technologies to have composting toilets, tiny homes with solar powered energy so they could plug in their phones, and grateful. And for those who were destructive and crazy and nuts, we need to open back our hospital. I'm sorry, I'm not being politically correct. I don't have time. Okay, I'm not going to use the words. Think of me as George Carlin right now. Okay, but I'm not funny. And so what we need to do is realize that what we've allowed is wrong. It's evil. And what's happening with the wars across the world is wrong. We're sending young women and men into situations that are impossible to come out unfucked. Okay, this fuckery is only going to destroy our generation. There was a video I saw today that said that the method of this has been to destroy our young, powerful warrior minds so that they don't come back to become the warriors that need to protect us. I thought that was brilliant because I thought, yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Watch Spartacus, the show. Watch Rome, the show. Watch ancient stories. I know you don't have time to read history, as I've done, by the way. So watch shows that will bring you, and the reason why I watch these shows is because I was into ancient history, clearly, right? And from ancient history, you learn fuckeries. And you learn, oh wait, hang on, we're going back into that again. You see patterns. Human beings, the technology might change, but the patterns of human behavior, negative or positive, never change, just so you know. And so what we need to do is overcome these things so that we're not buried alive by them. Because if we continue, again, I'm going to repeat myself, watch Adam Apollo on Gaia.com, and you will see two interviews, episode 1 and episode 2. Watch them both. Be patient, because you're after knowledge. What are examples? I was asking for specifics. Absolutely true. I think you already know absolutely true, the specifics. And one of them that brought me to this phone to speak was what I've been following in the last 3 days on Gaza. And there's no words. There's no words. There's no reason. There's just nothing. But what I resent most of all is to bring our young men and women in this country for multiple situations that are dead-end streets. And the aspect that they have the audacity. Here, you know what? I want you guys, if you're going to watch any movie, actually, because I'm going to give you a background. Did you know Orson Welles was blackballed in Hollywood? Did you know that? I just want to know, did you guys know that he was blackballed? That's why he was doing these stupid-ass movies for years. It took him 8 years to do Othello because he had to raise the money. He did the movie Citizen Kane, Rosebud. Watch the movie. And if you don't get it, let me know, because I'll tell you what the problem was in Citizen Kane. Because that movie, when he made it at the age of 24, he was a director and actor, and he wrote it, was based on William Hearst I, newspaper tycoon, San Francisco. And the reason why he made that movie. And I guess no one read the script. No one thought about it. Because he was a little golden child at the time. But after that movie came out, he was blackballed. That's why he was going on Merv Griffin to do magic tricks and all kinds of bullshit to pay for his way, because he was actually sometimes broke as fuck and sometimes he was making money, but most of the time he was broke as fuck, okay? Orson Welles, one of the most brilliant men of the 20th century. Watch that movie, because that movie destroyed him. Again, Citizen Kane. And if you can't understand why it destroyed him, then let me know, and I will answer as to what you need to understand to fill in the blanks. Okay? Any questions or comments? Because every movie that they're making is giving us a kind of a preemptive. It's almost like a trailer to what's going to happen. And what I mean by that is that you need to look at what is being shown to you and what is truth, and then discern it within your heart chakra, not your head. Don't start thinking logically. That's going to be your jailer. Go ahead and go into your heart, because your heart is the seat of the soul. And you go into your heart chakra and you will be revealed what feels wrong or what feels right. That's the beauty of children. They don't have enough intellect to think bullshit through. They feel it. Uncle Bobby's wrong. Aunt Mildred is fabulous. This dog is great. This cat makes me feel anxious. Whatever. Kids feel their way through life. And then because they're, no offense, brainwashed through society's edicts, they lose that incredible, beautiful heart coherence that we all talk about and we all want to have again. So that should help you figure shit out. Whatever feels right is right. Whatever doesn't feels, is not. Okay? Any questions or comments? Good. I'm definitely going to watch that movie. I finally caught it live. Yeah, you're welcome. So, any other questions? Because we can't keep living like this. Okay? And that's why you have these young people, these starseeds. And it was interesting. They were talking about millennials. I don't know if you guys remember. You guys are in your 40s and 50s, but they would start talking shit about millennials. They don't want to work. They have no work ethics. They just don't have any work ethics. My son has incredible work ethic. If they call him in, he'll go in. But he also recognizes the bullshit for the bullshit it is. Just like those millenniums. They're not going to stay there at a job for 20 years because they know that if they're supposed to retire at the 21st year, they might get jammed out or fired over some weird reasons at the 20th year. Do you understand? I know I saw that when I was a kid in my 20s in San Francisco with a guy that worked at, City Hall. He was supposed to retire. He was 2 months from retiring, and suddenly he was fired for no reason, and he lost his retirement. So I learned this in my 20s. I think I was 27. Yeah, I was 27. And my husband came home saying that you won't believe what happened. This is such bullshit. So when people like me raise our children, I'm not going to count, you need to just be at your work and you need to no, I'm not that mother. I'm the mother that says, you do what you need to do. You be happy. You follow your bliss. You do what makes you excited. You go to school if you want. If you don't want, don't. In other words, do what makes you happy. Because to be honest with you, this arrogance of us thinking that our children are going to overachieve or are going to outlive us, or that they're going to be protected by other systems, that's a lie. We have to know that our children need to be doing what they love so that they can make a living doing what they love. Chiropractic medicine, herbalism, psychic work, science, whatever, and break free from that. The sad part about, and they're showing me Nikola Tesla, the sad part about Nikola Tesla, in all my studies of him, and to be fair, I didn't study him to that level of depth, but enough to know that he at some point was capturing energy, and he was on a mountain, I believe it was in South Dakota, that had quartz crystal beneath his feet. He was in a mine, empty mine that had quartz crystal. So he was doing that kind of work under a mine with quartz crystal. And in the end, he died broke and desolate in a hotel, and with all the knowledge that he had. So my point is that he wasn't protected by family, by soul tribe members, no one. He was utterly alone, and he was the lone wolf. And it was interesting because I saw a show on wolves, just the basic concept of wolves, And one of the things that the show said, the narrator, was that lone wolves can do well on their own for a while, but they always need their pack. We need each other. We need each other. Because or else we'll end up like Nikola Tesla, alone, skinny, underfed, depressed, and feeling victimized by the system. And we can't allow that to happen. And that's why we do need lone wolves moments. We need to have shamanic journeys outside of the group. But then we need to understand we need to come back. That was one of the things that my twin flame had to learn in this incarnation. And this was a problem we had as starseeds. So some of the problems that we have in other incarnations, in different planets, follow us, haunt us until we learn it, until we master it. Because I saw past lives where he was not going to master it, which led to our separations. See, twin flames have been going on for not just, this planet, but other planets, for you and for myself. Let me read. Never had those encouragements from mine. I am same with my kids. Beautiful. Any questions or comments on what I'm saying? Does anything resonate? I'm going through massive awakening. I need to. Okay, got it. Okay. Any other comments that you want to share about your journey? I think I've said a lot. Anything that you guys want to add? Because I'd love to read it out loud and then maybe answer that question. Any other? It's a lot. So I just want you to buy your crystals, charge your crystals, look at the map on the world, get yourself if you don't have a globe, I'm not kidding. I actually have a map in my shower. I kid you not. I've been buying that same shower fucking curtain since my son was born. If my mother used to get on the phone with me and say, where's the Ukraine? I could go to my shower, to my bathroom, and say, it's right above blah, blah, blah. Okay, when I looked at Greece today, I was able to look up and see, it's a couple, countries off, but there's Russia right above it, right? So what I'm trying to say to you is, learn what energy needs healing by having either a globe or a shower curtain like me and look at the map of the world, laid out flat or laid out round, like a globe, and spin it and see what needs your attention, and then give it. And give it for 15 to 20 to 30 minutes to an hour. And trust that your soul's nuclear-powered energy, you alone, can change, protect, heal a continent. Yeah, I'm not bullshitting you at all. I think it's time to take off the gloves and to tell you how powerful you are. And the only thing that's preventing you from thinking that what you do matters is you, embodied by the monkey mind, which is the false ego, right? Don't you think? What crystals do I ever? Any crystals I speak to you are your crystals. Lot to take in. Hi, Tony. Never had those encouragements from. Okay, so any crystal that you feel speak to you. I like massive crystals. I don't mean massive like the size of my foot or the size. I don't mean like that. I mean I have a clear quartz crystal of a skull that was sitting next to Mitchell Hedges' skull for 2 weeks, what I heard. And that's why I bought it. You can actually get smoky crystal. My son has a fluorite crystal of a crystal quartz, skull. It's fluorite, Brazil. No stories behind that one. I just saw it and knew. And I bought it for him. His father had been dead 2 weeks when I bought that crystal. He's been sleeping with that crystal ever since. You want to make sure that the crystals you want speak to you and call to you. They have to be your familiar, if you will. And so that's how you pick crystals. But black moldavite, black tourmaline, moldavite is green, black tourmaline, black obsidian, which is obviously black, smoky crystal, citrine, because we want to make sure that you have financial wealth, Shiva lingam stone, a Shiva lingam, lingam is a phallic, it's centers for penis, it's actually for penis. So it's from a particular river. I forgot the name right now. What else? Kunzite, amethyst, citrine, I just said. Hang on. I'm trying to think. Fluorite. Hang on. Labradorite. Labradorite I wear a lot. I actually have a lot of earrings that I wear as labradorite that they're supposed to help with the third eye. And I wear it all the time. I wear labradorite quartz crystal earrings with either copper or sterling silver. That's all I wear. I'm not kidding. I have a particular person I buy my earrings. Hey, how are you, Prince Horseman? Yes, tiger's eye. So glad you actually mentioned it, because tiger's eye changed my life. Actually, I have a shelf of rings and bracelets. I want big ones, but they're expensive. Exactly, but the shelf of rings and bracelets, use what you're being called. The first ever crystal I bought was a hematite. When I came home with it, I found my TF initials. That's incredible. You can't make that shit up. So, does that make sense what I'm talking about? And so, I need you guys to get... by the way, I Am Shaman has a wonderful website. You may want to follow her as well. And she talks about crystals and mantras and so forth. I don't get too much into it, but she does. And she is an ally. She has a lot of wisdom to share with you guys. So you may want to follow her, because honestly, we need more. I know what people want. They want twin flame stories. And that's what I'm giving you. On my lives, I have more freedom. But I'm going to actually start changing a little bit, because you guys need to understand the twin flame journey is not one-dimensional. And it's not. And as long as it is, all of us in twin flame connections will fail. We will fail. So the minute we realize that it's a multi-dimensional journey, then we will win in our twin flame union. Union can't happen until we become very ultra expansive in our consciousness. And as long as we're singly, focused on just that, we're not going to do well. Okay? So we're not going to be in union. So that's kind of the truth. Would you share moonstone and turquoise? Very beautiful. I can actually share. Her name is, hang on, okay? Madrina Sofia on Etsy. Madrina, Madrina, Sophia. S-O, I believe it's Phia. She's also on Instagram, but she's on Etsy. I've been buying earrings from her, particularly earrings, since 2012. And I will not wear earrings unless they are in copper, because it's cheapish, it's cheap, and silver, because it's cheap. But I want the crystals hanging off these beautiful earrings that she creates. I want the energy, protection, energy, downloads. You know what I'm saying? Think of these earrings as, for me, I think of these earrings as antennas. Does that make sense? And that's why I buy them. Any other questions? So that's the name, Prince Horseman. But you could probably have a mullah made from her. The other person that we get our mullahs from, I'm saying our because it's on our Discord. It's anything that says crystal, you'll see. In fact, what I'm going to do is share the link to Sophia Madrina Sophia on my on the Discord that we have that Jen and Tony set up. And there's another person who we buy malas from who I highly recommend because the crystals are real. Because a lot of these people are, stringing up crystals that are plastic or glass or man-made. And we don't want that. Crystals, you can tell crystals are crystals because they're ice cold against you no matter what, no matter how hot it is outside. Crystals are cold. So I'm going to go ahead and I will post her link. So there will be 2 links. And I'm trying to remember the name of the other who does the malas for us. Because a few of my clients have bought malas from her and they've all been happy, including me. I've bought 4 malas. 1 mala was for my son, 2 malas for me, and 1 mala for my twin. And he loves his mala as well. And so they're very well made. They have incredible power. And they are pure quartz crystal. If she says it's obsidian, you can bet your sweet bippy it's obsidian and so forth. Amethyst. Thank you. Yeah. So does any questions on that, please? Any questions? Because I came in like a lion, right? And I'm hoping that you got it. Any questions on you doubting your power to chant, focusing on the planet, healing? I need to know, what is your drawback? What is holding you back? What don't you think you have that I could help you unravel? Because we really need all hands on deck. I'm not joking. This is not a joke anymore. This is fucking, emergency time. So anybody feeling like they're not ready, share it with me now. Don't be ashamed. Share it with me now so we can talk about it. Because, hey, Canary, anybody have anything to say to me so I can help you guys? Because I really don't want you to be muzzled anymore at all. I'm ready. I don't know if I don't know if I am anything. Mel, well, the fact that you're here and that you can write, it means you are quite more powerful than you are. It's hard for me to imagine the universal light shining on me when I meditate. Really special. Antimatter jewelry. Yeah, that's what it was called. Antimatter jewelry. I'm interested that you are talking about it now. I just got guided to chant peace mantra tomorrow. Excellent. It would be so easy for me now. It's difficult. You guys, listen. Your self-loathing has no place here. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it straight up. We don't have time for this bullshit. Like, you don't think I have self-loathing or self-deprecation or self-doubt or regret or I wish I could have done. We don't have time for this shit. So we need to, you guys need to shed these homeless clothing, these clothing of lack, and shed them and step into your light and start chanting and bringing the earth here. Because we are planting fruit trees that most likely most of us will not be here to be here when the fruits are ready to pick. We are planting fruit trees for the future of our people. And if we're lucky, we'll be one of them in a 300, 400, 500 year, turn. But right now, we cannot put ourselves in the back seat thinking, I don't think the universe is going to shine a light on me. You don't get it, do you? It's not the universe shining a light on you. It's you turning this light on yourself. Turn the damn switch on and fucking be the light that shines the universe into consciousness that you are aware of yourself. And while you do that, you turn your intention, not on you and your desires, no offense, my petty desires, your petty desires. And we advocate for the planet to thrive, for your generation, in this timeline, in this particular bloodline you embody. And if you don't have children, then you advocate for the bloodlines you've had to thrive and survive. and other bloodlines you've not yet visited to thrive and survive. Because once this planet is in 5D, you may want to, I'm not saying you will, you may want to visit one of those bloodlines. You've visited huge amounts of bloodlines before. You've been Irish, you've been Scottish, you've been Nordic, you've been African, you've been Hindu, you've been Chinese, you've been Japanese, you've been Asian of other countries, there's all kinds of things you've been. And multiple genders of those particular timelines and genders and races and cultures and religions that you followed. And that's what you need to understand. And once you understand that and you accept the overwhelming hugeness of that truth, then you can turn your attention and chant healing on the planet for whatever it is, whatever truth that is for you. I'm chanting for my son to thrive with his woman, and for his woman and him to have the beautiful gift of having children, and for those children to thrive. Will I see those children? Probably not. But that's not the point. It isn't. That's not what it's about. It was never about that. Does that make sense? It's kind of like when Yeshua made love to Mary Magdalene, and supposedly he died. Let's just say he did. And she went to Egypt, if they're correct, or the southern part of France to give birth to her child, right? The Holy Grail, or however you guys believe it. There was the child. So there's a lot of stories still being unraveled. There's a lot of stories being unraveled. Okay? People around me beginning to see what I see and hear what I hear. It's interesting. I don't know what to do. I just kind of talked about it. Meditate and chant. And chant a circle of peace around the planet. I only woke up to all this 3 months ago. Congratulations. That doesn't mean you don't know anything. It means that you were put in a coma until you were awakened at the right time. I heard today that if you don't, it won't matter in 5 years. You shouldn't spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it. Well, I hate to say this to you, but whoever said that is, no offense, canary, an asshole. Because sometimes what matters, what they're talking about is trauma. If it won't matter in 5 years, it won't matter. It shouldn't matter now. We're talking about the planet. And we're talking about being selfless. We're talking about putting energy to the planet so that in 5 years from now, if we're not here alive, the planet is still thriving. If the planet is here in 100 years, and we're definitely not here, there's no way in the fuck you and I will be here unless we're reincarnated into new bodies, that it will thrive. And so this idea of don't spend too much time on it, if it's not here in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes. Yeah, that's about your personal trauma. And that is valid. But you can't sugarcoat everything with one philosophy for one problem for all problems and challenges. It's not appropriate. It doesn't even make sense. Does that make sense? When I heal my shit in my family lineage, right? And I heal it. I'm not going to fucking belabor it. But now I'm free to spend my time, right? Because I'm like, or I might not even be able to heal my family lineage. How's that? Let's look at this one. I can't heal my family lineage because they're so fucked up I can't. So then I go, fuck this, I don't know what to do. And then suddenly I see something that grabs my attention that's unfair. And that I can really focus on. And that I have power to heal. And that's what I focus on. And the irony is that as you focus on healing something else, you start healing the things that you thought were unhealed within you. I know for a fact, because I did that. I was focusing on something else while my son was going through something else. And in healing that, the other thing, I was able to heal my son. It gave me the strength not to be buried alive by the grief. You guys need, it's a trick. Sometimes when we give more to something else, even though we can't focus on what we're dealing with, it ends up healing us double whammy. So that's something you may want to consider doing. This, what is the chant for the peace? The chant for, it's not chant for peace, actually. It's chant to destroy blockages. It's Om Namah Shivaya. So I'm going to Om Namah, right? Shivaya. That's it. And Shaman says Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. That would be for peace. I want to reach that level to heal family lineage and clear the generation of karma. If I were you, I would not heal just my family, to be honest. Right now, we need to go beyond that. We can't limit ourselves. We can't, I can only focus on one thing. No, you guys need to focus on everything. Because your family may not survive this bullshit. So you better focus on all of it. And when you focus on all of it, you actually, it'll be brought back to your family in anyway, because you embody that bloodline. I mean, listen, don't doubt what you've embodied right now. You're protected already. The minute you start looking at the planet and wrapping it up with healing, everyone gets healed. But, okay? So maybe one day you focus, if you want, on your family. And the rest of the time, I'm just going to challenge you guys. You're going to focus on the planet. Okay? Because when your children die, when my son dies, okay, let me just put it to let me just get radical with you guys. When my son dies, and his children survive, but he dies, right? He will embody a new lineage that has nothing to do with that lineage that he was in. And he will hopefully be in the right place where it's been healed by the collective hundreds of years ago. That would be you and me, by the way. And that includes me and you coming into a new lineage in the Middle East, in Asia, in Africa, in Norway, in Sweden, in Ireland, in America, and the rest of Europe. Got you? And whatever we decide to embody for whatever reasons we need personally, which is our own business, hopefully we've done enough collective work and individual work so that we can step into these lineages and be safe, to learn, to experience what we need to experience. That's what's important here. Does that make sense for you? Does that, because ultimately, if we don't do something, if this woman with the beautiful tattoo on her chin is right, we're fucked. And that's not, hi, I finished planting, plant and water my grapes and send energy to the ground. Sorry if I can't participate. Do whatever you want. Hi, I just got in. What are you talking about? Yeah, so I'm going to post this because it's about clearing the energy for the planet. Because clearly it's not doing well. The last time I felt this kind of fucked up energy was when Indonesia had a tsunami in December of 2002. I was so fucked up I had to go home. Because 500,000 children had been killed in less than 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And the fear of those children and how they died. And by the way, there were all kinds of horrible things that happened like 3, 4, 5 weeks after that, which I won't discuss today. So what I'm asking you to do is to look into yourselves and to honor yourselves as powers, as nuclear bomb reactors, to actually intensify your meditations, to heal certain parts of the planet. There are people focusing on the Congo. There are people focusing on Gaza. There are people focusing on Argentina. There's people focusing in Brazil. Whatever the hell you want to focus on it so that it is coming from a place of honor, integrity, and love, including our own landscape right here in this country. There are people that are homeless, and the system's so rigged and fucked up, they can't even get their ID to get food stamps and help. Okay? Can't get food stamps or help. Because they don't have ID, even though they were maybe born in the city they are homeless in. Imagine that irony. But it's happening a lot more than you think. I know because I've worked with homeless shelters. It's criminal. So I needed to hear that. Thank you. Hi, Tony. See you on and wanted to say hi. How are you? I'm good. Thank you, Noel. A lot of negativity. Yes, a lot of negativity. And the negativity is not negative. Okay, let's use the right words. They're fucking violent. Okay, there's violence being used with our names and our tax dollars. There's shit going on that shouldn't be going on. It's been going on for a long time. Long, hundreds of years. Don't get me started. And you know better because you've been in those shit shows, those, situations. So what you need to know is that right now, in the comfort of your home, which is not to guilt trip you at all, fucking God bless you that you're there. Fucking God bless me that I'm there. You don't think I'm fucking God blessed? Damn right I am. I get to sit in my bed and meditate on a particular country to make sure that they're protected. Because there's a point where enough is enough. Enough is enough. We have homeless people and they've been sending money out to all kinds of other countries, but our fucking country. And our fucking country needs the help. We have homeless men and women. We have homeless veterans. Veterans that went to the Afghan war and the Kuwait war and the Iraqi. Fuck that. Do you know when I started understanding that? In the 1980s, when our young men were dying of AIDS, meanwhile, my Aunt Sherry, who is my husband's aunt, was coming in from the VA hospital as a nurse telling me stories. Horrible stories at 6 a.m. in the morning. Coming in at San Francisco. That's where I used to live. So I've been hearing bullshit for so long, I'm fed up. And I know you are too, because I know you have stories of your own. There's no way you have been living here and not have your own stories and experiences of unfairness that you've either witnessed or you've experienced. So what you need to now do is be that nuclear bomb reactor, sit in meditation, and fucking send laser beams of healing energy to these places. You decide. It's not my job to decide for you. Your experience is not mine. Who am I to tell you where to do it? That's not my job. I focused it on the Gaza hospital. I'm going to tell you what I did. But I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to do what you want to do. Because my job is to tell you how powerful you are. And how you use that power is your business, not mine. Okay, it's your business. But that's what I did for 20 minutes with Om Namah Shivaya. Because there's no way in hell I was going to allow one more mother effer to do damage like that to another set of human beings who most likely were my ancestors. I wouldn't be surprised. To be honest with you, I look like those people. Just so you guys know, I look like those people. But that's not the reason. It's empathy. But for me, when I remember when Indonesia had the tsunami in December of 2002, I was fucking wrecked for probably, 3 days. And they certainly didn't look like me. So it has nothing to do with that. None of them did. Because there were a lot of Swedish people that had lost people. There were a lot of Indonesian people that have lost their children. It was horrible. All kinds of people. So I don't look at the physical aspect. I'm just telling you that to just let you know, to be transparent as possible. But to be honest with you, I relate to every culture. That's why I don't sometimes, quite often, show my face. Not because I'm ashamed of my face. I'm not a leper. I don't have scars. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't show my face because it makes people look at your lipstick, your fucking blouse, your eyebrow, people say the stupid, what's your eyeshadow? We're talking about something important. Who gives a fuck what my eyeshadow is? What my blouse is? Where I bought this? Oh, is it free, people? No. I want, this is why, one of the reasons why I don't show my face, just so you know. Because I don't want to get distracted by bullshit. But what we have to do is look at ourselves in these incarnations that we embody today, and the bloodlines we embody today, and not be so hell-bent on those bodies, and yet really do spiritual humanitarian work. That's our job. And they're waiting for us to fucking step up. And the message I got today when I did my own work was, we only want 20 minutes from you. Just give us 20 minutes. Somebody else will step in when you're done. And I felt it. I felt as the bell rang for my time. I swear, I put it on the timer. I'm not going to bullshit you. And I was like, should I do more? They went, no, you're done. You're tired. Go. Go eat. Go have dinner. And I knew that after my dinner, I needed to do a live. To let you know that you guys are as powerful, if not more powerful, probably more powerful than me as a nuclear reactor, a nuclear bomb. So if each of you did 10, 15, 20 minutes every day, because the eclipse is coming, Taurus eclipse is coming tomorrow, I will be there to do another meditation. I will allow them to divinely guide me. I might do 30 minutes, an hour, I don't know. I'll see. But I'm going to listen to my guides. And whatever guides are telling healers, practitioners, spiritual workers that you should throw in the towel and call it a fucking day because, the planet's going to blow up in next year, May of next year, whatever the fuck they're saying. Those are entities stepping into their minds, and they don't have a filtering system to realize the difference. Because I'm not stupid. I check in with my guides and the Galactic Council damn near every day whenever I do a meditation, and I'm not getting that message. I'm not. And I want you to be careful to what you listen to, because it may make you so depressed you don't want to get out of bed. Does that make sense? This country has purposely devastated its own people, and we are tired and tapped out. Absolutely. We're all fed up. Absolutely. Biden. Yeah. Thank you, Tony. Have a nice evening. Have a good evening, too. It's political because it's impacting our lifestyle. And politics and infrastructure impact our choices, our free will to live the way we want. And that's why most of us better start getting political. Not because I honestly, I hate politics. I think it's bullshit. I always did. I started voting when I was 18. When I first came to this country, I was 18. And I stopped voting in 2014. I was done. I was fucking done. Done. I voted every election you can imagine. From the time I was 18 till 2018. That should give you an idea. So I voted every time. I never missed a vote. It had a lot to do with my husband, by the way, who was very staunch patriot, just so you know. Good man, by the way. Hardworking. Good man. Believed in this place. And before he died, he got to see a lot of shit going on with the COVID lockdown, and I think it broke his fucking heart. And he died of a heart attack. Heart attack is grief. Lung issues is grief. Liver issues is anger. Kidney issues is fear. Just so you know. You can look at Louise Hay's books on that subject. So, when you think you're not powerful, think again. Think again. Your energy alone, just you alone, have enough power to change the trajectory of a battle. Do you know what Eleanor of Aquitaine did to stop a war? Lean in. I want you to hear this. Eleanor of Aquitaine was a French queen. Aquitaine was France in about the 12th, 13th century, if I'm remembering. I'm trying to remember the timeline, but just trust me, it was the Middle Ages. Do you know how she stopped a war? This will blow your mind, women, my sisters. She rode bare-breasted, tits out, on bareback horse in the middle of the field and stopped a fucking war. One woman, tits out. That was it. Stopped a war. Not kidding. Look it up. Eleanor of Aquitaine, who was eventually jailed by Henry II, her second husband. He was much younger than her. Because she was such a badass bitch. So you can change shit. You alone. Okay, you can change shit. And you can change shit energetically. And it sounds like woohoo, Barbie, Ken bullshit. It isn't. You know I'm not into Barbie and Ken stories. So if I'm telling you that, then I need you to believe in yourself. I need you to believe in yourself so you can believe in yourself. So when people my age die, you got enough balls to keep going and speaking out to the next set of starseeds like yourself who are feeling like they're going crazy and being lobotomized pharmaceutically. Okay? Do you get that? One woman, tits, middle of the field, war ended on the spot. On the spot. You are much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. And it's time you stepped into your light and stopped. Fuck the dimmer switch to make other people. Fuck people right now. If they're not with you, they're against you. It's that simple. I'm sorry. If they're not with you, they're against you. Quite often I had to stop talking to my mother to get into my power. Okay? And then I would come back when I was in my power and I would talk to my mother. We'd have wonderful conversations and then she'd pull some shit which would trigger me and I would cut her off. Sometimes the parents mean well, but they're so fucked up. They've been so hurt they can't. And in the end, when I took her home to die in my house and we talked about her childhood healing and all of that, it helped. It healed her and it healed me and the lineage, that I embody. You probably all have something similar to that with a father, mother, whatever. But ultimately, you need to honor. You don't need anyone to give you permission. You need to honor your power. And then when you meditate on changing the trajectory of the wind or making the rain stop or making the snow stop, whatever, please fucking step into it. Carlos Castaneda was talking about this in the 1960s and his books, what was it called? Journey of Ixtlan and stories about Don Juan, who was a Nahual. You've got Lynn Andrews, who wrote books about this shit, with Jaguar Woman and Medicine Woman and Shikai Woman. Other books too, by the way. So all these people have been writing about our power on a shamanic bent. They kind of like came with these ideas and stories of true things happening through the trajectory of bringing it to us through the shamanic storyline, if you will. And most people still don't understand how powerful they are. It's amazing to me. Because of self-loathing. Because of self-limiting beliefs. Because you think you got to have your ducks in a row and you need to learn from someone. Just fucking intend it. Your soul is 100,000, probably millions of years old. It's had at least 300,000-400,000 incarnations on this planet alone. Because many of us had incarnations that were in 100-year span. We had 3 incarnations. We'd be killed as a child. We'd die of fever. We'd die of childbirth. We died in battle. We would die in pestilence or a fever, another fever. So 5 lifetimes at 100 years. That was not unusual. And so what you guys need to understand right off the bat is that if you are so willing to give your power away, the kind of power that they want to actually harness, they're willing to harness your power, but you're not willing to use it. It's funny, actually, if you think about it. Think about it for a second. You have a power they want to harness and control and subjugate. Does that mean you're powerless? Because, see, most people would never think that. They go, you're an asshole. You have no power. Why would I fucking bother with you? But no, these people actually look at your power. They know you're powerful. They know you have unlimited power. The only thing that stops you from unlimited power is your false ego, the monkey mind. But if they think you're powerful, they will harness it. Why would they harness something that's not valuable? Clearly, you must be valuable, or else they wouldn't even be thinking about how dangerous you could be in your power. See, this is what I'm saying. And the only thing that's stopping you is your lack of self-worth. And I want to get all my ducks in a row, and I'm going to study with shaman, and I think I'm going to do ayahuasca, and that's going to do it. That's all scheduled for May of next year, and I'm going to do Bufo. I've got this all settled. You know, I have a class I'm going to take in philosophy. Fuck that. Tap into the Akashic records. You're going to ask me how? Fucking do it, intend it. I did it. You think I took a class for this shit? I fucking said, I want to go to the Akashic records. Put my hand in the mudras. If you really want to know, I'll teach you. If you really want to know. And then boom, I was there. That was it. No one had to teach me how to get to the Akashic records. I can teach anyone to do that. Teach, meaning I can show you. Then you have to believe you can do it. No one can open your third eye. That's bullshit. The only person that can open your third eye is you. Somebody can show you what, don't drink water with fluoride. That's kind of like a no-brainer there. Don't eat this and that, and don't eat corn syrup. Yeah, that's a no-brainer for that, right? And then your third eye is opened. And many of you are having your third eye opening eating McDonald's. So there you go on that one. Meaning you're eating shit, and yet your third eye is being opened because you met with your twin that activated you, and that went beyond your physical, your physical shit. And you ended up, boom, having lucid dreams, third eye opening, telepathy, not just for your twin, but other people, remote viewing, all that crap. And then suddenly your body starts changing because it wants to download more information, and it can't do it under the body that you maintain using the crap food you're eating. So now suddenly you start finding yourself becoming a vegetarian. Vegetarian meaning you may be eating eggs and cheese and whatever, but you can no longer eat beef because it makes you sick, or chicken, or all of the above. That's what happened to me. It's normal. It's a rite of passage because you can't take in trauma like that. See, it's not like 100 years ago when people basically shot and hunted a duck, and the duck was killed immediately, and then you took off its feathers and you roasted it, and you make a duck à l'orange, and it was fabulous, and everyone enjoyed it. How we're processing things today, yeah, that's pure evil. There's a lot of cortisol. So if you want to have your third eye opened, which is what they do in ayahuasca, for 2 weeks before you take ayahuasca, what do they say? They say, don't eat meat, don't drink, don't have sex, get your head together, purify, purge, and then you take the medicine. Why? Because it impacts your ability to have the journey. I kid you not. And the people who ignore that either have no trips or bad trips. Okay? Does mouthwash suppress third eye? I believe it would if it had fluoride. So if you're taking, and honestly, don't do fluoride. You know what I would do if I were you? I would chew on fennel seeds. I buy fennel seeds at Whole Foods. The 365 degree Whole Foods fennel, organic. That's what you should have in your handbag or whatever, and just chew on them. And eventually, whatever is causing you bad breath that you would need mouthwash, or whatever is foul, right, is going to go away. Okay? So, yes, we can. What's heart attack means? Anyway, that's what happened to me 1 year ago. 12:34. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's insane. Thank you, Jen. So does that answer your question on the mouthwash? Use fennel seeds. I used to use fennel seeds, and I've been using fennel seeds in my handbag since 2014. And you smell that beautiful fennel scent. It hits anyone around you. But I'll tell you one thing, after a while your stomach doesn't produce that foul smelling, because sometimes halitosis is from the stomach. It's not the breath. It's not the mouth. It comes from the stomach, and it's putrid stench. And that stench can be eradicated with fennel seeds, and you eat it like you would eat chewing gum. Okay? That's a trick. I've been doing this for years. I also put fennel powder in food that I cook. Pasta sauce, pasta, whatever. You know what I mean? Okay? That should help you. You're welcome. So you may want to be with your fennel. Like I used to buy 3 to 4 bottles of Whole Foods. I kid you not, because it's the cheapest. Try to buy fennel seed in a major supermarket. You will pay up the ass. Go to Whole Foods and buy Fennel Feast 365, and I think it's $3.99 a bottle. Way cheaper. Okay, way cheaper. If not, go on Amazon.com and get 1 pound of fennel seeds sent to you that's organic, and then have a jar and keep that jar. And if you're not done with that bag in a year, then you're not being due diligent. You're not taking care of business. And you don't have to swallow it every time, though I did. You can spit it out if you want, but chew it, get all that beautiful oil into your mouth, and then spit out the rest if you don't want to swallow it. It's magic. You're welcome. What are your thoughts on oil pulling? I think it's fabulous. I just don't. I wish I had time to do it. I have time right now. Instead of talking to you guys, I could be oil pulling, but I'm not. I'd rather do this. But if you have time to oil pull, I'd say absolutely oil pull with coconut oil. It's known to help. It's no bullshit. The other thing I've been doing, just so you know, I've been using castor oil with frankincense oil, mixing it for my body and for my face. I've been using it as a gunky, heavy, how do I put it? Slick, because castor oil is heavy. Mixing it with the frankincense, right? I have my own little dropper bottle that I've mixed purposely for that. And I'm seeing difference in the quality of my skin. And I'm a big skin buff. Like I've been using eye cream since I was 19 and eye gel. And I remember these women at the counter going, "You're too young, you're only 19. I'm like, yeah, no. And I started using that. So that I'm kind of fortunate in that that's been, if you have big eyes, you better use eye cream. I don't care if you're 19. I don't care if you're 14. Use eye gel until you're older. But you want to use that castor oil. Put it on your belly button, and with the frankincense, that's what I've been doing. I've also been doing Shilajit from Symbiaco, and when I stopped doing Shilajit, I started crashing in energy. So Shilajit has it. Celtic salt. I'm getting Celtic salt, which is French. It's salt from Brittany. It's not more expensive than anything. And also, my twin's been putting me on the protocol of, whatchamacallit, I'm trying to remember the name of it. What the hell? It's, I'll tell you in a minute. I've also been doing rhodiola for cortisol and rhodiola tincture, dandelion tincture. You know what I mean? Like if you don't want to do tinctures, go ahead and do, what I do is mix all kinds of teas in a pot. And you want to let it sit for like 15, 20, 30 minutes. Hell, a whole day. I don't care if you fucking do it in the morning and you don't drink your tea until you get home at night. and you mix all these herbs, because it's a tonic. It's going to be nice and thick, and it's going to be a beautiful tonic, and you just drink it down like a draft, and that's going to help you, okay? So to give you energy. But oil pulling is fabulous, okay? Absolutely fabulous. Any other questions on your energy and how powerful you are? Because we really need you, all of you, to start putting your intention on 5D planet Earth, on Pachamama Gaia. What do you want to experience? Or if you know you're not going to be here, let's be honest. Some of us know, okay, we're not going to be here. In 2032, some of us will not be here. I'm going to be honest, okay, we won't. It's not a big deal. But what do you want your children and your grandchildren to experience in this planet? And co-create that. It's that whole theory of plant trees, right? Plant trees, fruit trees. You know you will not be here to eat the fruits from. There's pleasure in doing that. I'm going to plant this tree, and I might be here, I might not. And it's this incredible heirloom apple tree. Plant thoughts, visions, intentions for this planet that you may not be here to enjoy in your incarnation, but you may, when the planet comes into 5D, vibration, that you will be. I have every intention of coming back when it's 5D. Every intention. So that's the power we're talking about. You're a wealth of I am. So you're so sweet. Good night. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. You're very kind. So I will post this video, even though it's pretty intense, on YouTube. And my YouTube channel is Sacred Intimacy Tarot. It's the same as this. Please do me a favor. Don't get hijacked by assholes that are going to say that it's me. Oh, I love your energy. I'm going to do a tarot reading from you. I just think you're amazing. No, that's not me. Okay, I'm never going to approach you for a tarot reading. I will only connect with you if you go on my website and you fill out an intake form and I get it, and you're in Ireland or Scotland or Dubai or France or America or Canada, and I will call you. I kid you not. I will call you and go, hey, I got your intake form and you sound like really like you're going through something. Tell me how can I assist? And we chat for 10, 15 minutes, and then we set up a booking for your actual reading, and then we set up the reading. But do not get ripped off. There are a lot of people that, I don't know. I mean, I can't wrap my head around how you can play the spiritual game and be a shyster, and yet so many people have done it throughout the ages. So it's not like, it's not new, but it does happen. So try not to get ripped off. I have clients who actually will message me going, is that you, Tony? Did you? And I'm like, no, you know better. I would never contact you for a reading. And so be careful, okay? In the interim, any other questions before I go? Any questions? Be safe, okay? In the interim, go ahead and chant Om Shanti 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 Shanti, which I am Shaman shared for peace. And mine that I like, it's not mine, by the way. It's Om Namah Shivaya to destroy blocks. Because right now we have a lot of fucking blocks and a lot of bullshit and a lot of people. There's an old saying my father used to say, he said, don't piss in my ear and tell me it's raining. There's a lot of that going on. So we've got to be, we may be gaslit. Just, sweetie pies, don't gaslit yourself. You are so powerful that as you rise in your power, there will be negative forces coming at you. I shit you not. My son just told me today that he was having weird-ass nightmares. Evil nightmares. And I said, listen, kitty, you take care of yourself. You know what to do to protect yourself. I had really nefarious characters coming into my dreams, and they were not mine. So when you rise and you pierce through the bullshit of 3D into this ascension, you will actually be visited by dark, nefarious forces. I kid you not. If anyone's ever played with the Ouija board, you know. And they will come at you. And your job is to get the fuck out of here and start calling on your archangels. I'm not kidding. That's what I did. I was in dead sleep. And I woke up. This was like 3 days ago. And I shared it in another live, but I'll share it here. Dead sleep. These weird characters. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I would get the fuck out of here. And I just call on my 5 archangels. Angel Michael. Angel Metatron. Angel Raphael. Angel Gabriel. Angel Ezekiel. And I had them like bodyguards protecting me. And you know what? They disappeared as soon as they had entered my realm. And I threw myself on my stomach because that's how I sleep usually. And I went back to sleep and they never came. And then my son today told me that. So what I'm going to say to you is that they are visiting. They are here to mind fuck you. And so you need to make sure you discern between truth and manipulation. And realize that some of the shit you're feeling isn't yours. And some of it has to do with what's going on in the world. It's really toxic shit that's being brought to us through the wind. And you need to just co-create a planet you want to live on, or that you would want your people to live on. Your people, your family, your loved ones, your children, your grandchildren, whatever. And I will repeat that until forever. Found Om Namah Shivaya on Spotify. Great. When are you going live again? How do you know your archangel? You know your archangels because I just told you. My archangels are your archangels. How's that? But do some research on archangels, all of you, and see which ones speak to you. Those are the ones that speak to me. That's why I only mention them as a tool. But I would always call on Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron. Those are the 2 I would have always. I don't care who you are, what you, and then the other 3. It's your business who you call on. Who am I to tell you who? But Metatron and Michael, yeah, those are the key people. Okay, the key badasses you want to get in your corner. All right. Any questions? Fine. So I'm glad you found it, Tara. I have Om Namah Shivaya on my website. I'm pretty sure I'd send it to you. So I'll go live on tomorrow at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to do a guided meditation for the eclipse at 2 o'clock Pacific California time. So what that means is if you're in the East Coast, that means it's 3 o'clock. It's 3 hours ahead. So that would be 5 o'clock in the East Coast. If you're in the Midwest, that would mean 4 o'clock in the Midwest. And I'm going to do a guided meditation for the beautiful Taurus eclipse, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do an oracle reading. We're gonna do an oracle reading. And if you guys ask, I might do a quick throw on the Twin Flame Collective to see where your twin flame is at in their journey of awakening. And then you will close. It should be like no more than, I'm thinking, 45 minutes at most. So if you want to join 2 o'clock, I will put a banner and we'll go from there. And Jen is putting it on our Discord, okay? Any other questions before I go? And I want to thank you all for being here and being so patient. Any other questions? No? Okay. Remember, you are lions, 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 lions. Don't be muzzled. Okay? Don't be muzzled. So you can do a meditation for your family and your lineage in this incarnation, but don't get caught up in this incarnation too much, in this lineage, because you've embodied many lineages that you miss. Many lineages in this planet and other planets. Okay? So sometimes it's good to do what we want for our particular lineage because, we love our sons and our daughters.